Blue, Blue, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Sit, sit. Maybe he'll sit, I don't know. Alright, welcome back to the channel. Here I am. Today is our cardio video, and we are over here in the state park. And as you could tell, we have a surprise guest. Blue, Blue, hi my boy. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, I got a dog, and I'm really stoked about it. I'm even more stoked to go back to this trail here in the state park. We're gonna have a good time walking this. So today is an entire episode dedicated to doing cardio. As part of my bodybuilding prep, I have to do 10K steps minimum. And so with that comes a lot of freedom to do whatever I want to get those steps in. Now, some of those steps are gonna be Stairmaster, which I'm gonna video later in the during this video, during the length of today. But the first bit of cardio we're gonna be doing is going to the state park and walking the beautiful hiking trails here. So without further ado, let's hit it. Alright, so here me and Blue are hiking the first bit of the trail. So I'll flash it on screen real quickly here, but we have about 1,000 steps in. We're in the early afternoon, and yeah, again 1,000 steps. Been kind of a lazy morning for us. Poor mom is gone. Actually, it's too cool to hang out with us. But we stay trekking, we stay moving. Whew. Okay, so we're kind of in this narrow, grassy part of the path. So far, Blue is doing a great job of not staying too ahead of me. I know he got really excited. I didn't show that part of the video, but when we got out of the car, he like immediately tried to freaking run. And I don't blame him, you know. Got him in the car, going to mysterious destination with all these amazing smells. Just a lot. It's a lot for a dog. But so far, it's looking absolutely beautiful out here. That's the beauty of going on a hiking trail, is taking in the sights, taking in the beauty. And it's nice to not do it alone, because I got my best boy here. Who's a good boy, Blue? He's a good boy. I'm gonna be doing that a lot in this video, so just a warning for y'all. Alright, so we made it out of that little area, the tight path with the tall grass. And now we're getting more into the cool overlook part of the trail. Very nice, very beautiful. Lots of trees. So I don't know if many of you know what trail we're on, but we're on the one called the Scenic Overlook Trail. And basically it's about I think it's about 2 or 3 mile long trail. So a pretty decent one, and I know we'll get a good amount of steps in by the end of it. I like because it's got some really nice shady part, because it is hot as crap out here. And Blue seems to be enjoying it. And of course, oh my gosh, I almost fell. Woo. Hold on, I gotta scratch my back. Stop, boy. Okay, had to readjust myself. But another cool fact about the state park is that it is situated in the midst of the Lost Pines Forest. So, as many of you all know, I live in the great state of Texas, and a lot of the more forested piney woods are in the eastern part. But I don't live in East Texas. I live in Central Texas by the city of Austin. And so what's great about, oh my gosh, are you He pooped. Great. Alright, give me a second. Sorry about that. Had to stoop the poop and then find a trash bin to throw it away in. But the Lost Pines Forest is one of the it's a really strange situation. So it's one of the only pine wood forests this far west in the state. And it's absolutely beautiful. And part of the reason why I even decided to move out here, being a part of nature in that environment is just an amazing thing to take in, the beauty of God's creation every day when you're working. What's going on, boy? You good? All right. So as some of you might be aware, I was recently laid off from my job. I'm a little over it now. I mean, it was quite a shock when I got the news. It was just like any other Monday morning. I was just called randomly into a meeting, and then they told me that they were doing layoffs and restructuring the team, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I've applied to like at least 50, maybe 60 jobs at this point now, just trying to find some. I've gotten a few no's already, which is better than just being ghosted by people, but you know, sometimes the lack of structure really just frustrates me a lot, you know, because it was a really nice job. I really loved my job. I thought I had a really nice gig, and I was doing some good work, and I'm gonna really miss my teammates. And you know, it's nothing against people at my job, it's just business. So you just gotta keep going. I really appreciate walks like this because it just gives me a chance to kind of think and reflect on where to go. And speaking of where to go, me and Blue's gonna be a bit of an impasse. We have going over here and going over here. Now, if my memory serves me right, and I'll double check when I put the camera down for a second to check my map. But this is where it came from, so left to right. I believe we have to go right, so Blue. Oh, good boy, sit. Alright, let's go, buddy, let's go. Then we're going this way. If I get lost, y'all can make fun of me in the comments, especially since I've done this before. Blood's acting like he pays rent here, man. What are you doing sitting down? Are you tired? Dude, our walks around the neighborhood are longer than this. We have maybe been about a mile. We're not even like a third done yet. Okay, he's got allergies, so I totally get some of the breathing. Oh, he's up. Back for more adventures. Rough terrain. Beautiful though. Even Blue's having some hesitation in parts of this walk, and I don't blame him. Not one bit. Ooh. Almost got me there. Not quite. Not quite. There you go. Slow, slow boy. Good boy. So interesting fact about this forest is 2011, it was all gone. Completely burned to the ground, well, most of it at least, and one of the worst fires in this area. Even my wife, who lived around here, was affected by it. It was a really traumatic thing, a traumatic loss. I don't know how many of y'all remember the fires going on in California earlier this year. But that feeling of just everything you know and love just gone. It's a very devastating feeling, and I'm very grateful, and I pray to God for the fact that I still have a roof over my head, food to eat, wife who loves me, dog, and my 2 cats. You know, that's something I've been trying to tell myself during this time of unemployment, where wherever my next career goals go remains a mystery still, and I submit application after application every day and just nothing happens and nothing really changes. I try to maintain some level of hope and some level of gratitude by just acknowledging the things I still have in my life. Just like I mentioned before, I still got a roof over my head, I still got a lovely wife, I still got my dog and my 2 cats, got food, still got some money in the bank, though I don't know how long that's gonna last. Regardless, it's easy to feel lost in life, much like how me and Blue are probably getting lost in the forest right now. And I say this because I need to hear it myself, because today's been a pretty good day, but earlier this week, I was struggling really hard, to the point of tears even, to find purpose again. You know, I'm having a job and then suddenly losing it, and losing all this momentum that my wife and I had this year, just for it to suddenly be gone. It was pretty devastating, and I think specifically as a man, a lot of what we are is based around how we can serve others, you know. And so when you lose your ability to serve others monetarily, it can cripple you in other ways. I mean, even my gains in the gym were kind of affected. I just remember like picking up some weights and putting them down and feeling like, how the hell am I failing doing a dumbbell bench press of 50 pounds? I can normally do more. And I know a lot of that's because I'm getting weaker because the cutting. But, you know, you just can't help if you're already in a bad mood to be like, you wanna know why I failed? Because I'm a failure. I failed at life. I don't even have a job. I'm just some bum. I think the thing we gotta remember though is we're not a failure just because things that are beyond our control happen to us. It's okay for things to be out of our control. And I say that as someone who loves to take control of things, who loves to be on top of things, to have a plan, the man with the plan. It's okay to not have a plan, or I should say, it's okay not to have a plan right now. I think on the other extreme, you shouldn't make yourself a victim because of things that have happened to you, for things that are beyond your control, to sit down and just cry about it forever. But it's okay to feel the feeling at all. I hope I can follow my own advice on this. But I think we're almost done with this trail, so I know Blue's getting tired. It's not right, Blue. I'm getting tired too. It's hot as crap out here, man. That was a bug. But we're gonna make it through. Together, my boy. Together. Alright. I think we just passed by somebody with their own dogs going the opposite direction. So that must mean we're getting close to the end of the trail. Of course, though, the end of the trail is uphill. Up this nice, beautiful, steep path. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna power through. Come on, Bluey. Home stretch. Here we go. Whew. Come on. Come on. Come on. No quitting. No quitting. No quitting. We're there. Blue, we're there. There we go. Alright, so we finally made it to the scenic overlook. We are inside the cool, I don't even know what to call this thing, like a hut or something? I don't care much. When you see this thing on the horizon after walking like 3 miles through the treacherous terrain, you don't really care too much about what to call it. So me and Blue are gonna chill out here for a second, enjoy the nice scenery, and then we're gonna make the little trek back to the car, and then through the magic of editing, we'll go on to the next piece of cardio. Oh, and also as we're walking back, I'll show you how many steps this whole entire endeavor was, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we're back a few hours later, took a break to eat some food, and now we're walking over to the gym. As you can see, it's, oh, well, I'm out of focus now. All the way over there. It's about 500 steps, but we need every step we can get. We only got like a few hundred steps when we were in the house. But now it's go time. We're gonna be hitting 30 minutes Stairmaster. It's gonna suck, but the suck is only beginning. Honestly, Stairmaster isn't really the best for steps, and if I'm currently at about 6,000 steps. I'm guessing probably gonna get about 8,000 before I have to move on to our final probable piece of cardio, which you'll learn about soon. I'll try to record as much as I can during this bit, mostly because I track my steps with my phone. I'm already exhausted just thinking about Stairmaster. But yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so this is probably one of the more common types of Stairmaster, but what I like to do generally is nothing too fancy. What I'll do is I'll hit a manual right there, and then just click a simple go. And then it goes. Oh, why are you pausing? I had to use a different machine because the other one was starting to freak out for some reason. But anyway, I set it. Right now I'm going super slow, but code is having me do level 6, 30 minutes, and then you just kind of take it from here. It's a pretty moderate pace. I'm sure it'll probably either increase or the time will increase by the time we get deeper into prep. But yeah, again, this is not really per se for the best for steps, but it is a really nerve-wracking, intense workout by itself, just doing this for 30 minutes. Alright, so I'm about halfway through cardio workout. I checked my steps and I'm getting really close to 8,000. If any of y'all struggle with trying to get your steps in, not your steps, if any of y'all struggle with trying to get your cardio through, like going through it without any sort of music playing or podcast playing, like I have many times, I suggest what you do is you look right at the time and break it down to 5-minute chunks. So my coping mechanism for this is to do 5 minutes, just like lock in, gather your thoughts, think about life or the workout, what you're gonna be eating for dinner, what I'm gonna be doing after this. And then after you think about that for a while, you'll notice the time starts to slip by a little bit. So you do that, and then look at the time. As soon as it past another 5-minute interval, then check how many steps you got. So you do that, and I'm gonna check mine afterwards. I guarantee I'm probably at the 8,000 step mark. Sacrificing a little bit for y'all for content. That's okay, because for the final part of cardio, I'm going to attempt to find a track around town. I think there might be one closer to the high school. Try to run there if I can, and then just run as many laps around the track as I can. When I say run, I don't really mean sprint, but I do mean like some nice jogging. When you're doing more of a step-focused kind of cardio routine, as opposed to trying to just hit a certain like intensity zone, it does give you the chance to allow for breaks, but as long as you have that constant motion, you'll get it. Oh, one more thing before I switch views on this and we finish up today's Stairmaster section. When it comes to trying to get 10K steps in, at a minimum, I think 10K steps is a absolutely great idea. Walking, I think I read a statistic somewhere that said that the average American walks less than 4,000 steps per day. Especially if you work like a normal white-collar job where you sit down at a desk all day. Most of your steps will be done when you're walking back to your car or walking home. You're walking around the grocery store, and then that's it. Walk around the gym, that's it. So it's important to get your steps in any way you can. So on days like today, on a weekend where everything's not too busy for obvious reasons, I decided to have more fun and do some stuff like hiking and then obviously Stairmaster and then going for a run to finish it off. But on a normal day, like assume, let's say you have a normal 9-to-5 job, right? What I suggest doing is going on some sort of jog or run in the morning, at least a mile or so around your neighborhood. You can even go for a walk, it just might take a while longer. But you do that, you might get at least a few thousand steps, maybe like 3,000 or 4,000. Just from doing that, just because of the sheer distance. Do that, and then when you're going around and work, just, you know, every hour or so, walk around, get a drink, go to the bathroom. It's a few hundred steps every few times to do that. Then for lunch, I suggest, if you're not, you know, packing a lunch or anything, maybe walk into a nearby place. I know whenever I did go downtown for work, I'd walk to Chipotle or some other place. Like when I was on the boat, I loved Pete's Harry's. Oh, I wish I could eat Pete's Harry's right now. Excellent burger joint. I walked around there and give me some additional steps. I walked in the parking garage, as you guys saw in that day of eating video. So just any excuse you can to just prolong your normal activities, that adds up. And then just, you know, whenever you're on a rest at the gym between sets, you can walk around. And then maybe, walk the dog. It's another big one I've been doing a lot lately because of, you know, Blue. All those add up and you can get at least 10K steps. Doing that daily, or at least trying to do it daily, you'll see an awesome difference in how you can perform everyday life. You'll feel a lot better just getting those little steps in, and it'll even prolong your life potentially. So I cannot sing the praises of doing 10K steps enough. Mostly because if you do it young and do it often, you never run into situations where you're out of shape. And if you're not out of shape, well, if you're out of shape, then you can't. Trying to do this from doing like 1K steps a day to like 10K, you will be exhausted. I'm getting better at it though, but about a few weeks ago, if I did a... Why do you think I waited so long to do a cardio episode? It would have been a lot more pathetic looking to see, but anyway, let's finish this. Alright, so finished cardio. I'm gonna head back home, eat a relatively light dinner. We don't have too many calories left to eat today. I had a pretty nice lunch of some protein pasta with some beef, ground beef. I haven't had ground beef this whole prep, if you can believe it, and some really healthy organic sauce. All of them from HEB. Yeah, so we're gonna be heading home to eat some dinner, and then we're gonna go hit the track for the run to finish off our day of cardio. I'll pull up right here how many steps we got this part of the video. I think it should be about 8,000. I'm gonna check in a second. We hit so far, which leaves at least 2K more. I'm gonna try to go above 10K, maybe into 11K for this video. Anyway, see y'all home. We'll see y'all at the track, I should say. Alright, so we are back. About to do some running, some jogging, probably some walking because I'm gonna be exhausted. But yeah, I was able to get 1,000 steps in just being at home, doing a lot more walking. Well, that was the sound. But I figured for the last 1,000, probably more than that, do it here in the track here. I'm not really sure how much of this I'm gonna capture. I might do some like yapping at various points, but my general plan is I want to try to run a lap. I believe that would be 1 mile. Just run it, see how I feel, take a break for a second, see how the steps are there, and then go from there. So let's do it. Oh, by the way, I stand corrected. Running 4 laps around the track is one mile. So I'm gonna attempt to do that. No guarantees of my speed. I am not a runner, but we're gonna try it and see how many steps that gets us. But yeah, here we go. All right, so I just ran a mile and it honestly wasn't that bad. I know I don't sound like super out of breath, but I've been sitting here for a few minutes before I set this all up to record. But I did it. My time was 8 minutes 25 seconds. I'll flash it on the screen here. I thought I'd do a lot worse. I know absolute zilch about running, and honestly, doing this mile gave me a lot of respect for runners, because I thought I'd do terrible. I thought I'd do something like a 12-minute mile or like a 15. Not that those are bad per se, but whenever I was doing like basic reading about runners, those are usually the times the average person would give if they never really run. And you know, I am in good shape relative to most people, but just because you're really good in bodybuilding and like weightlifting doesn't necessarily mean you're really good at running. I've known dudes who are way bigger than me who probably couldn't run below a 10-minute mile, but then again, I've met some who can. So I guess it's also, you know, genetics if you have the aerobic capacity. But I honestly feel great. I think this is a term called the runner's high. I'm definitely feeling it, and it's really good. It makes you want to run more, even though when you're in the run, I guess when you're in the run though, it kind of hurts. Like I felt a lot of my like ribs start to like want to cramp over. I felt like it really just destroy my calves. But once I sat down for a second, it only took me a few minutes to recover. So I'm gonna keep doing it. So I'll just I checked my steps. I got like at least 1,000 steps out of that, I think. So I'm gonna leave the camera here, run maybe a few more times, and then maybe do some meditation here. It's a very peaceful night. I'm kind of like locked in the zone right now, reflecting a lot of different things. But you know, those come out when the time is right. But yeah, I'm gonna go around a few more laps, both with and without the camera, and hopefully we can get to like 12,000, 13,000 steps today. That'd be freaking sick. But anyway, let's go do it.
the grudges, resentments, and anger that we hold on to every day in our bodies, in our hearts, and in our minds. Whether you're aware of it or not, I am willing to bet you that there is a way that you are disappointed in yourself. That there is a way
Alright, so that is a wrap on today's video. So, point your attention right here. We managed to hit 14,000 steps just from running laps. I will say the last few were definitely more of just fast walks. But I honestly feel really great. I feel this really has empowered me this whole day, showing that I can do it. I'm capable of more than I think. I can run the 8-minute mile. I can perform well on the hike. What limits us is really just mental, if you think about it, you know? It's all a mental thing. If you feel like you can't do something and you don't try, you won't, guaranteed. But if you try and just believe you can, I mean, you may also fail. Don't get me wrong, you'll probably fail. but you won't fail forever. You know, you'll get better. Because I know I couldn't run an 8-minute mile about a month ago. And hell, a month from now, I could probably do a 5-minute mile, a 4-minute mile. You know, you just gotta keep showing up. You just gotta. I don't know how else to say it. You gotta remember that there's more to this. That there's a reason why you're doing this, and keep showing up. And keep making progress. Just keep showing up, and you won't fail. And when you overcome your failure and you keep moving forward, I hope this is making sense, because I'm just tired. I'm tired now. I feel like I'm just yapping now. But when you keep trying and you keep moving forward, eventually you'll wake up and realize that you finally achieved what you wanted, but you don't even care, because you've already moved on to even bigger, better things, because you've continued to ascend to a higher level. So, as much as I can nitpick about today, where I'm like, I wish I could do the 5-minute mile, I wish my calves were bigger, you know. I wish I was more lean at this many weeks out. But those aren't the things I'm focusing on right now. The things I'm focusing on are the wins I've made, and how I still have that drive despite what's going on in my life, despite losing my job, despite trying to provide for Ashley and I pretty much almost by ourselves. Life can throw you a lot of things, and it's okay to feel like you can't do anything about it, like you're weak. But it's not okay to stay weak. It's not okay to let those things control you, because the only thing that should control you in your life and where you're going is God. So remember that. I hope you enjoyed the vibes of today's video, especially this last part. I fully intend to do more. I fully intend to do more cool, more low-key vlogs like this. Mentality talks with y'all, and I know it's only going to get more unhinged and more deep as prep continues on, because prep brain will warp your perception of reality. And then you look back and be like, I'm just so dramatic. What am I even doing? But yeah, so until next time, thank you all so much for watching. Go in peace, go in strength.